When tennis superstar Serena Williams hits the court at next week's US Open in New York, she will be donning a brand new Nike outfit created by fashion designer Virgil Abloh, the Queen collection, including dresses for day and nighttime play, a bomber jacket, a bag, and of course, limited edition sneakers. Joining me now in a CNBC exclusive to talk about the new collection and the upcoming tournament, Serena Williams and Virgil Abloh. Good to see you both. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to be here.
So Serena, I wanted to ask you, you've been a long-time Nike athlete. You even have a building at the corporate campus in your name. What makes this collaboration with Virgil different from what you've done with Nike in the past?
Yeah, I've been working with Nike for, over 14 years, and it's just been a brand that has really been able to support my career and to be able to back me and to also make me look good on the court as well. So this year they had this amazing idea to partner with Virgil, and I can't even say I came up with it, but they did it at Nike, and they're like, and said, this is going to be great. And I said, all right, let's go for it. And now we kind of made magic. Well, he made magic, I should say, and worked out.
No, it worked out
Not the
great.
first time, Virgil. You're about the busiest man in fashion these days. Why Serena, and how did this come together from your perspective?
Well, for me, it was a no-brainer. My interest in fashion isn't sort of about clothing; it's about people. And I think she's beyond, amazing athlete. She's a muse of a generation. So the clothes, in a way, design themselves. I was happy to have the support of Nike and the support of Serena herself to come up with this concept and debut it for the US Open.
Serena, I cover all the brands, Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Puma. How do you think about the balance between performance and fashion and what's going to sell well when it comes to the athleisure market?
Well, I think in athleisure, it's really important to create something that is wearable, and for consumers to not only be able to wear what they're doing when they're working out, or just hanging out at their office, or in other various of places. I think it's really important to be able to kind of have that cross brand. I feel like Nike does an unbelievable job with that, from having their fabrics be incredibly breathable and incredibly functional and useful. And that's one thing I did when I first signed with Nike. I said, I just want to look good. And they said, we can do that, but we can make you feel good at the same time. And that was something I wasn't used to, and it worked out great.
Yeah.
Totally functional.
Virgil, wanted to ask you about your broader Off-White collaboration with Nike. As I mentioned, it's been a big success. What's your vision for this? How much bigger do you want to see it get?
Well, it's kind of picking off of what Serena said. It's like workout clothes, or the idea of like gym shoes, obviously in our culture have expanded to lifestyle. And so me as a designer, and with the support of Nike, I just kind of want to push that needle forward to see the brand seamlessly transition between, on the court, off the court. And I think that we are alive at an amazing time where the public is open to these ideas. So, pushing fashion outside the boundaries of the Paris runways or the New York Fashion Week runways onto, tennis centers like this, or, at your local grocery store all day long, like being comfortable while sort of like being in a style of the times is my goal as a fashion designer.
Got to ask you, Virgil, about Kanye West, who's also doing this in the athleisure space with competitor Adidas. I know you guys go way back and are great friends. Would you ever collaborate on performance, athletic wear, or footwear, even though you're at direct competitors?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that. I think competitors are for on courts just behind us. Us as designers, we're all designing the world at one time. So, I think in the design space, it's about the best creativity. And Kanye and I we've been best friends. We'll be best friends till the end of time. We're both excited to have platforms to create. And yeah, we support creatives competing. Creatives just create.
Creative competing. Serena, I don't know how Virgil manages it all between Louis Vuitton and Off-White and DJing around the world, but I wanted to ask you specifically, because we've all followed your path. We follow it on HBO. I, like you, am a new mother, and I found it really different to come back to the same job. And I'm just wondering how you approach collaborations like this with Nike, and also you're about to compete in the US Open, and how it's all different since motherhood.
It's all different. The last time I was in New York, didn't have a kid, and I was just living my best life. And now I'm here, and I'm with Nike again, and I'm with Virgil, and creating this really, literally amazing collaboration. And I'm living a better life, you know. So for me, it's really awesome, and having my daughter around for basically everything is really cool. I mean, she's super young right now, but it's still really awesome to just have her here and create new memories. I've created tons and tons of memories for decades, literally, here in New York, and now I'm looking forward to creating new ones.
Yeah, hopefully the Queen Tutu comes in her size. Serena Williams, Virgil Abloh, thank you so much for joining me.
One for sure.
Yeah.
Good luck, Serena.
Thank you.
And if you think this is not an investor issue, you would be wrong, because Virgil Abloh...
Never would I suggest that.
Virgil Abloh, designer, chief creative at Louis Vuitton, partnership with Nike, has been instrumental, I would argue, in looking at the chart, and a lot of analysts have picked up on this as well, in turning around Nike. This is where we have a chart of when he sort of joined Nike. They had this 10 collaboration where they deconstructed 10 of Nike's classic shoes, Jordan shoes. There's been a halo effect around the brand. I'm not saying it's all attributable to him. I'm just saying it's an interesting observation, and it's very similar to what Adidas saw with Kanye West once they signed him up, started releasing some of the shoes on the Yeezy line, which sold out instantly and are very hard to get. That was when, back in 2015.
So do these fashion gurus just have this sense of, okay, now is the time to kind of freshen up these brands, or do these companies say, time for something that might be a little bit different?
I think the companies strike a lot of partnerships with a lot of different designers and tastemakers and athletes and entertainers, and some of them have really smart senses about what the consumers want. Kanye West, Virgil Abloh are two of those prime examples.
I did think your question was great to Serena, though, about the balance between kind of athletic performance in a brand and fashion content, because it seems to me with Nike that's much more relevant because it's so core to their being. Than maybe for Adidas.
Right, Adidas has gone more on the entertainment track, which has sold out, and with social media going crazy, has worked really well. But yes, Nike stays true to its athletes, and it has all the biggest ones in the world, and it would tout its performance. And who knew you could play tennis in a tutu?